to Cinemavino. It's good to have you guys here with us. Part 2 of our Sweaty series. We've got Travis Budd.
Hey.
Sean Jordan.
The sweatiest.
Shoujo. And my name's Todd Wofford.
Who's the sweatiest of the three? I don't know, man. I'm pretty sweaty.
And I'm really not. I don't really sweat a whole lot. I'm like this weird guy in this movie who doesn't sweat.
All right, so you're number 3.
Yeah. I'm the bronze.
I don't know. I'm.
Are you just perpetual sweater?
It depends. Like the slightest effort on my part,
Sure.
which feels Herculean, can start me off. So especially my forehead and
That's forehead for all you people out there who are
and my gravy boat, which is you might know as the taint or the gooch.
That's fair. That's fair.
Okie dokie. So,
This is a cinematic classic.
yeah, one of the great movies ever made.
Who do you think has the sweatiest gooch of the 12 men?
Oh, good question. The old guy, for sure.
Oh.
Okay, which one?
The oldest guy.
The old white man.
Yeah, but don't you think that he would be like a little bit, he's skinny and shivery?
He might be a little bit shivery.
He retains all the heat.
I think the baseball fan, the old guy from
Oh,
Poseidon Adventure,
He was
guy-
the sweatiest of the sweaty.
That guy definitely had a sweaty gooch.
Yeah.
he was real close to the fan.
But I think he was probably wearing linen because he knows he was going to go to a baseball game
Yeah,
later.
in the Bronx.
Yeah.
Also, the crazy, the very cool, calm, collected dude. I kept looking. I was like, "Who is that?" He was in the Twilight
banker
Zone
or not the
with all
banker?
the insects.
Yeah.
The Twilight Zone movie, I think,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
and he might have been in the series, the black and white series. He might have.
That's what I was
I'm not
thinking.
entirely sure, but he might have been reprising his role for the movie.
Reprising.
Is it reprising?
I don't know. I just wanted to throw that in there. So, and we are drinking The Prisoner, California red wine.
15.2% alcohol.
Yeah,
You can return this for 15 cents in Maine.
exactly.
I like the artwork.
Yeah, this is a good looking bottle. This is a big, bold, Cabernet based red blend.
This is beefy.
Yeah, it's a big old beefy red, but it does fit our legal theme. I was looking for the old school Shinas Australian wines. They did the guilty and the innocent and the verdict. But
Can I just say 19 Crimes? Not good wine.
no, it's very cheap and very jammy.
And there's a few different ones that they have, and none of them are good.
And technically, after you drink it, that's the 20th crime.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
They had an interesting gimmick, though, with their app.
Yeah.
You could animate the...
And it was
label.
exactly that. It was a gimmick that worked for about,
the entire wine.
30 minutes, and then you went, oh, this wine's bad.
and
yeah.
why did I download this to my phone?
Yeah,
Wasting space on there.
Yep.
and probably malware.
Honestly, I think that was the era where you were just downloading apps that were like, oh, look, I'm drinking a beer.
It was an era.
It was an
That
era.
was
It was an era.
That was
And
perfect.
now we have actual
Flappy Bird. Oh, wait, no. What was Angry Birds?
Angry Birds.
also Flappy Bird.
Yeah, I never did the Flappy Bird.
Doodle jump.
Doodle jump.
Doodle
Yep.
jump. Yeah.
Doodle jump.
I didn't doodle my jumps.
I don't believe that.
Do you ever have the lightsaber app?
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah, you did. I know. I
think I still
don't
have
know
that.
why I asked.
Meow, meow,
Meow.
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 So this movie came out April 10th,
1957.
1957.
I almost watched the 80s version. Wait,
Yeah.
no.
There are more.
James Gandolfini, 97, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Jack Lemmon did a
Actually,
90s version.
Oh, it's the same one with James Gandolfini. That one looks great. It's got a stacked cast.
Yeah.
It's got a stacked cast, but I've heard it's not great.
I haven't seen it, so I'm not sure. But yeah, this is an actor's showcase. This is an actor's play.
So, the actor's actor.
Yeah. This is based on a stage play by Reginald Rose, who also wrote the screenplay. And this is directed by Sidney Lumet in his filmmaking debut.
I was going to say, it feels like a stage play. It's such like a small set.
Yeah.
Like you could clearly see how this would play out on a stage.
Yeah.
One big table.
Can I make one weird complaint at the beginning? When they're doing the credits at the beginning, they're showing a static image of the room, and it's just a still.
Yeah.
I would have liked it to have been a continuous shot. It was a weird thing. I wanted to see the time and space of the empty room before everybody came in.
That's fair.
It was one weird.
It
it would be one note I would have had.
Are you
during
playing
the
that an
makeup,
empty room changes without anybody in it?
No, I mean, I could just tell that it was just a still shot so they could have everything over it. But I wanted basically dead air
movement
going over. Yeah.
You could have like maybe like a court clerk coming in and like setting down like waters or something.
or just move the camera.
Or I just like nothing happening. But I could tell it was a, whatever.
Yeah.
Moving along.
Yeah, sure.
That's what we call a quibble.
Yeah. The minor quibble. Will you please?
Oh, sure.
Minor quibble. Thank you.
And actually, this is one of two movies we're going to cover, directed by Sidney Lumet, with the next one being Dog Day Afternoon,
I've also never seen that.
which is, to me, that's the first movie I think of when I think of sweaty movies. Yeah.
Interesting.
It is one of the sweatiest movies. It doesn't start off that way. It's a little bit deceptive when we'll get into that later, but it doesn't start off that way. It gets that way. This movie also kind of starts off a little bit not sweaty and then it gets progressively sweatier.
When I think of sweaty movies, I always just go back to that scene in Airplane where he's trying to land the ship. And he's flop sweating.
Drenched in sweat.
And he's got a drinking problem.
Yeah. So say we all. So this stars Henry Fonda as juror number 8. And he is surrounded by a cast of legendary character actors.
Spoiler.
Who's who,
Davis.
man?
His name is Davis.
It's a veritable who's who.
Of like character actors from that time period. You got Martin Balsam, who is the juror number 1.
I thought he was George C. Scott at first, or the last holdout.
You're thinking about the dad,
too.
Lee J. Cobb. Yeah.
At first, I was like, "Oh, is that George C. Scott?" And then as it went along, I was like, "Nope, not so much."
And he was the, I believe, the cop or like detective or whatever in The Exorcist, which we later
Yes.
watched.
Yeah. The juror number 3 was the detective in The Exorcist.
Yeah, and most of these guys you can trace to other.
Because I was like,
classic
I
movies.
swear I know this guy.
Wait, juror number 3, the one that doesn't sweat?
No, juror number 3 was the racist guy who was the very last holdout, ripped up the picture of his kids.
Yeah.
Lee
Well,
J.
he was
Cobb,
different racist. There was the other
There were two racist guys.
Yeah.
Right. Sorry, it's the 50s. They're all racist.
Yeah.
This guy was the second most racist guy in the movie.
So that character was actually more, I mean, yeah, I'm sure he's probably racist, but like he was more prejudiced against kids. And like today's kids, they don't say sir. Remember when they used to call me sir?
Oh, yes. Okay. The juror number 1 was the guy standing up at the beginning. And then
Juror number 1 was
then there was
the
Mousy,
foreman.
number 2 guy, and then number 3.
Mousy was number 2.
Gotcha.
Number 3 was the last holdout. Number 4 was the guy who didn't sweat.
Yeah.
Look, I called him the Riddler. He would have been a great Riddler.
Number 4.
The guy
He'd
who
be a
does what-
great Riddler.
He was
Twilight Zone guy.
he was the president of the United States in Superman 2.
Holy shit, you're right.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, say, no man who leads so many would kneel so quickly.
yes.
Yeah.
Zod.
Yeah. All these guys are people you can point out other movies they're in.
And none of them are in Cocoon. Amazing.
Do we know that, though? Do we know that?
As far as I know,
Yeah.
not Wilford Brimley or the other 3.
Don
Do
Amici.
your research.
Yeah. But yeah, so anyway, you got a who's who of character actors popping up all around.
But yeah, juror number 3 is the Exorcist detective.
Yeah. But
Which I didn't recognize him without his mustache.
there you go. But yeah, he's in tons of movies too. Lee J. Cobb. But yeah, Henry Fonda was the big name actor of the group, and he's juror number 8. And so
Handsome fella.
yeah, oh yeah. And other than like the bookend scenes at the beginning and the end outside the courtroom, pretty much all this is in the jury room or the bathroom, one or the other. So basically, like I say, it's a very claustrophobic setting, and it becomes more and more claustrophobic the further it goes along. The more they become.
Once it starts raining, they have to close the windows. That's an old school thing. They had the paper towels that were like the continuous paper towel.
And then, like, had somebody else rub their gooch on that?
Yeah, so it's like you pull it, and I think it goes up the other side.
And it cleans it? Or it goes into a receptacle?
I'll be honest, I don't fully know how.
Look, guys, if you know what's happening.
If you know how 1957 paper towels or just towel dispensers work,
send us a screenshot on the YouTube comment.
I know I could Google this.
If you know how
Don't make me Google it.
50s juries kept their gooches clean, please comment.
When they couldn't remove the towels and do a little cleanup for themselves.
Yeah. They just did what they had to.
It was a towel.
Oh, the guy,
It's disgusting.
Juror number 7, he was not in the Poseidon Adventure. I'm thinking of Ernest Borgnine.
Juror number 7 is the baseball juror.
Yes.
Jack Warden. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was in the Sleepless in Seattle and several other.
Or While You Were Sleeping.
Bill Pullman?
Yes.
Which I could see Bill Pullman.
Don't mind my cat.
Bill Pullman could be
She just really wants you to know that she has a ball.
bless her heart. I could see Bill Pullman in a modern, like a 90s version, being the ad man. He could be like the guy that was like trying to like sketch out
I could see him being the foreman.
or that too. Yeah. Kind of the do-gooder. Of the,
Yeah. Who's weird polo sleeves, like puffed out, and then like
Well, again, it was an era.
those are the days.
Yeah.
Which one was the foreman?
The guy, the
Mark
at the very
lead
end
guy,
of
yeah.
the first of the.
the lead guy who was taking the tally.
who was in
Oh, that's yes.
All the President's Men. And I believe he was
He was a
also...
foreman. He was also a high school football coach.
Yeah. Is that right? Yeah, he was. That's right.
Baseball.
Yeah, football, yeah.
Football. Was it football?
Yeah. He's talking about like his offensive lineman or whatever, like big...
There was the other guy. I think
Oxford
the
guy.
guy that was the foreman that said he was going to lay out the prejudice guy for talking to the old man.
who was a house painter.
Who he was sitting right next to the baseball guy.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's funny how they gradually reveal exposition of who they are and what they do and yada, yada.
It's as if it's a greatly written movie.
It was. Premise is very simple. You got 12 male jurors, all white,
All angry.
all angry.
You know, a juror of your peers.
Exactly. Yeah, this 18-year-old Hispanic kid's going to have a jury of
Hispanic.
50.
Todd's is a racist. He knows. Okay. Sean and I were discussing.
We were
this
discussing
before,
beforehand
like,
that we didn't know what kind of racist these people were.
Yes.
But we knew that they were racist.
Yeah.
Like I needed to wait and find out the race of the kid so I could get on board with the racists.
They never explicitly say it, but I believe he's meant to be Hispanic.
Okay.
I said Italian.
Yeah. Well, either way, it's like,
Showing your racism.
I know.
I mean, either way,
I just hate their hoagies, okay?
Them's fighting words.
I take it back.
Them's felony words.
I love your hoagies.
and so, they're sent to deliberate in a sweltering jury room, summertime in New York. I don't know if you guys have ever been to New York in the summertime. It is awful.
They did not spend enough time trying to see what the deal was with that fan.
Yeah.
That would have been, I would have spent.
I would have spent the entirety of my time getting that fan to work.
Exactly. Yeah.
And as soon as it rains and they're like, oh no, it's splashing in here. I'm like, hello.
I'm not trying
windows open.
I'm not trying to big time anybody, but I grew up in Houston.
The whole planet Houston?
New York in the summer has nothing on Houston.
The only thing about New York in the summer is that there's no breeze. I mean, it is the definitive stale, stagnant, like musty air.
Yeah.
Because it's like when you're in the middle of the city, it's like there's no movement to the air. It just kind of settles.
And there's, no buildings in Houston.
Yeah.
So,
well, at least in Houston, you have that.
no, Todd, let me have this.
It is humid and swampy. I will totally give you that. And Houston is in the running for swampiest city ever.
Swampiest gooches in the world.
Yes, I will give you that. But yeah,
Those gravy boats are full.
I would take the wake test there.
This movie does not pass the Bechdel test, by the way.
No, it doesn't.
Not even close.
Sure doesn't.
So yeah, they deliberate. Initially, it is, that 11 out of the 12 guys want it to be open and shut, and they all vote not guilty or guilty. Henry Fonda is the one holdout who votes not guilty and tries to basically pursue a verdict objectively. And so gradually begins to sway the other jurors to think about it in a way that like they question everything. And so over time, the tide begins to turn the other way towards being not guilty. So basically it's a statement of how like, it's a study of human nature, and it's also a study of how, like, if you're a criminal or whatever, if you're in that situation, you're at the whim of people who, like, may have somewhere to be. They may have a ball game to go to, or they may not feel well, or, you may look like somebody that they didn't like at some point in their life, and you're just guilty because.
Well, I think other than, like, To Kill a Mockingbird, I think this is one of the greatest analysis of or examinations of the justice system, of like what it means to actually be at the whims of a jury.
Yeah.
It's 12 people that were basically going about their lives, being inconvenienced to come and like hear your case, and they may or may not be, willing to give you the time to actually justify your case.
Yeah. I mean, literally, it's like, they conduct that first vote, and it's like the consensus in the room is like, let's just vote and get out of here, despite the fact that it will lead to the death penalty for
Oh, almost definitely will end up with the death penalty.
But then also...
Because they gave that out like fucking candy back then.
Yeah. But at the same time, the flip side of that coin, like, again, they do make good opposing points to that of like, suppose you talk us out of this and this guy really did kill his dad and he walks, what, justice, what if we go the other way and justice is not served,
Well, and obviously everybody's justice hungry. If you don't present us with who else it could be, it's obviously this kid.
Yeah.
Then he deserves it.
Yeah. Yeah. And my wife and I watch a lot of true crime documentaries. And
I don't know some gooch crime.
Yeah, you do.
And, we'll come to our own conclusions watching stuff. And it's like, I've often told her, it's like, we're not the jury, so we can speculate and pick who we think did it without having to worry about reasonable doubt.
And documentaries are always presented with one-sided evidence. Right?
Yes.
It's always presented with one side of the story.
Mm.
So it's easy to say like, oh, yeah, this is a compelling case to be made for one side of it.
Yeah.
Like the podcast Serial, which really kicked off like a new wave of true crime podcasts.
Yeah. I think that guy did it, by the way.
Well, everyone has different opinions, but basically what was so great about Serial is it spent so much time just sowing doubt.
Yeah.
Enough to the point that if you were a jury and you heard that case, you'd be like, I mean,
you have to doubt.
I can't say he didn't do it, but I can't say he did do it.
Yeah.
I have enough doubt to say like, let him go.
Yeah. And we've watched enough stuff where we've seen the documentary and thinking like, okay, if we were a juror, there's no way we could convict this guy. But, also at the same time, it's like, as just viewers watching the show, it's like they caught the right guy. That guy did it. And you can tell a lot of times the cops know they've caught the right person. They just can't prove.
Yeah. Yeah. My hometown had a serial killer. The guy, no, it wasn't. I was too young.
That's exactly what the person that did it would say.
Exactly. The guy, the right guy, they basically like caught and harassed because they didn't have enough evidence to actually convict him.
Yeah.
He sued the police department for harassment. Was like, you guys got to fucking lay off because you don't have enough evidence. He won, but the mother of one of the victims was able to civil sue him for wrongful death and won like $1 million.
Yeah.
Huh. And then he went on to serial kill like a couple other people and eventually committed or admitted to the crime to get out of,
crazy.
I don't know what, because I think he's on death row.
Yeah.
But,
wow.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. Cops just catch whoever they can.
Yeah.
Right. Their job is to just like close a case.
Well, and sometimes, and it's like, this is a real flaw. Sometimes it pops up in detective work where it's like, rather than build a case around the facts, they build the facts around the case.
Yes.
Which I think is what happens in this movie, where it's like, it's like everything kind of adds up if you want to build it that way, if you want to like shape it that way.
Well, and it's the 50s. If you got like an obvious, clear cut, like, oh, well, the son,
Mm-hmm.
how do we coerce the son to confess? How do we like get him on the spot? Get him to not remember everything.
I think we know the answer to that. You have to yell at him several times and then like finally ask him if he ordered the code red. And then normally he will break and be like, you're goddamn right, I did.
You're goddamn right, I did.
That's done.
When they go around the horn with the jurors, you hear more than one person say, he just looks like, it's like, it's all instinct or feeling like he looks like he did it, or I just think he did it.
The whole point of the movie is you slowly start unraveling what unconscious bias is, which is a concept that is so funny to hear them like basically like pussyfoot around in the 1950s.
Yeah.
When it's something that is such like at the center of DE&I and the whole like what we're doing in America today with diversity, equity, and inclusion is unraveling unconscious bias.
Yeah.
And what do I have preconceived notions of going into a social interaction?
Still so relevant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. How is it?
Look how far we haven't come.
Exactly.
Exactly. So, Trav, have you seen this before?
I have never seen it before.
What did you think of it?
I enjoyed it, but I did think it was a little overhyped. I think I've had this, heard it, and it's been built up in my head too much.
Yeah.
That being said, I did like it, and I love the essential one room aspect of it, I give it 8 out of 10.
Yeah. So Sean, had you ever seen it?
I had not. No. No, it definitely felt like it was a play. Like I could tell that,
But a very good play.
this was a stage play, right? Like it felt like a stage play, like a one room kind of situation. Like it didn't need more. It's a really good, like you said, it's kind of hard to escape the, not reputation, but like it kind of has like a gravitas that like you have an expectation of what the 12 Angry Men is.
Yeah.
Watching it, like I was like, okay, this is definitely what I expected.
Yeah.
I'd give this like a solid 9.
Yeah.
Almost a 10. I mean, it's for the 1950s. This is a fucking 10.
Very progressive.
12.
Yeah.
This is cutting edge.
Very forward thinking.
Yeah.
Because it invites you to not look at the person like as this is a brown skinned person. It's like, or a kid or whatever from the slums. It's like, think of this objectively and look at this in a different way, you know?
Well, and they very much did not like name a race. Like they just said, like they kind of showed you the kid at the beginning,
and they use the pronouns of like he's one of them. You know, he's one of those people.
He's one of those people.
Yeah,
a lot of like that 1957 like derogatory language.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought it was really cool to kind of see like these conversations were happening back then, and this was what we would call woke today.
Yeah.
Fucking, this would not fly in the state of Oklahoma.
And I like that they only showed the judge who was fucking bored.
Oh, yeah.
And doing stuff by rote. And then maybe they were showing the court reporter, and then they showed the kid's face.
Yeah.
But we didn't see any of the witnesses that they were talking about. They pieced together the picture of that for you in the room. They knew you were going to be in that room or in the bathroom, whatever, for most of the time. And so they started to piece it together. We only got 2 pieces of evidence from outside the room. We got the knife, and then we got the big fucking map. Whoever put that map together,
good map.
Jobs, good map. And then we got to see them decide to put it all together, like, you know, count out the paces of the room.
Yeah, you see juror 8 pays it all out.
Yeah.
Limp.
Like, well, let's see how it goes. Let's see how this does. There were some parts that, like the old man at the end where he's like, do you wear glasses? Do you do this? So what do you think? Like,
honestly, I haven't been able to look at like the little indentations on my nose the same ever since I saw this movie.
You look like a killer.
Yeah. Here, take
Wait,
I agree.
Is that what I was supposed to take from that?
You do.
You filthy those are kind of slutty, though. I like it.
Now I can see you guys.
One thing I never picked up before, I mean, because I even watched this at film school at TU. This is one of the movies we watched because I had basically a crime through movies class. And we actually watched a bunch of movies that we have since watched in this podcast, including All the President's Men. One thing that I never picked up was, and it's a very sad beat of like the old man basically talking about the old man, his testimony, and how he's a lonely man and he just wants to like
sometimes
be noticed.
Man, you just need someone to pay attention to you.
And then the guy's like, well, how would you know that? And there's like this long beat of silence of like
long pause.
It's like he is one of those people, and it's like it's a very sad beat of
that man had his pants up to his nipples.
Yeah. I mean, and who hadn't been there?
He goes, you wouldn't know my pain unless you've jerked off in the mirror wearing a wig like I have. I was like,
unless you've known my sweaty goose.
That was a deleted scene.
I do think this is an example of a perfect script.
Yeah.
Like it is such a tight script that does in an hour and a half, it takes you through, you come in with zero context, and then it does such good exposition over the course of like the movie that you get a full picture of the trial.
Yeah.
You fully understand all the pieces of evidence by the end of the movie, and you have no questions. There are no gaps. They address everything.
Yeah.
And they do it so naturally that it doesn't feel forced.
Yeah.
It was weird that Peter Fonda at first,
Henry Fonda,
thank you. At first was
Jane Fonda.
He was the one that the one holdout. He goes, I don't know. I'm just not convinced. But then as he gains momentum, he's like, see, and then all of a sudden it's 11-1. He's like, well, we're all thinking this over here. convince us. Let's hear it. Let's hear. And I was like, weird.
Yeah.
He's gone from weird, just being timid, and now he's aggressive. And now he wants it. Now he feels it. It was like, back off, man.
Yeah.
Like that.
It's a real like frenetic situation.
It's topsy.
Yeah.
Topsy turvy. The shoes on the other foot. But I was like, I don't know. It was a weird way to play that at the end.
Yeah.
With him being the aggressor.
Well, you can see him slowly getting more and more confident in his role in it of like counteracting the narrative.
Basically taking over the room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he took over the room immediately.
Yeah.
As soon as he dissented, like he had control of the room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
he flopped it down.
It was an interesting beat at the end whenever he basically gives Lee J. Cobb's character his coat at the very closing, like basically beat of the story. You know, it kind of opens with him being compassionate, and then it ends with him being compassionate towards, his opponent and giving him like his jacket.
Put your hand in my pocket, son. I'll walk you across the yard.
And so I thought that was an interesting way to close the movie. So yeah, it was fascinating. I would, for me, as on a personal level, I would give this a 9 out of 10. It never quite escapes like its theatrical stage play origins. It feels very deliberately claustrophobic. Yeah. When you either buy into that or go for it, you don't. It's
an adaptation of a stage play, and I think in the movie context, you kind of have a ceiling of how far you can get with that.
Yeah. But yeah, like you say, in terms of its time period and the story it tells and the way that it tells it, it's a 10. It's like for what it was back then, it's amazing.
Yeah. Oh, I can't imagine being in the 1950s and watching this movie.
Yeah. So it's an important film in that way. It's a historic, it's a landmark movie for legal movies and dramas and all that kind of. But for me personally, I'd give it a 9 out of 10.
Sure.
I got to say, before we wrap this up, I brought it up before we started filming. The only portion of this film that I had seen was, I think, a reel on Instagram, and it was the guy going off on his racist tirade, and then people getting fed up and standing up and walking away from the table.
Yeah.
And that was still my favorite scene in the film.
Yeah.
At that, where he's just like, he is slowly being shunned by 11 other people in the room.
Yeah.
And how like powerless and alone that made him feel.
Yeah.
Where he was like frenetic with his voice. But at the end, he was very almost like pleading with everybody. Yeah. He started out commanding, and then much like this, the whole power dynamic change. Like at the end of his speech, he's like, "What? I don't know. Nobody sees it, just me." And they're like, "Why don't you go sit down and not talk?"
Why don't you go to timeout?
Yeah.
Well, it's like the actor E.G. Marshall, who's like the guy who done Sweat, basically said, like, sit down and don't open your mouth again.
Yeah.
And the guy does not speak for the rest of the script.
That was hilarious. He's like, "I have been listening to you. You're an asshole."
Yeah.
Like I've heard every word you've said. I'm the only one still sitting here. I'm letting you know you're a dick.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of sweaty movies, I mean, the guy who doesn't sweat, they built it into the plot of like, as soon as his argument starts to fall apart,
he sweats.
You see one bead of sweat perfectly roll down his forehead.
Yeah.
Very well done.
Can't remember the
movie. Well done.
Incidentally, the actor who points out correctly the name of the movie is the voice of Piglet and Winnie the Pooh.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
The little guy, the little bald guy.
Hey.
Oh, yeah.
He is the voice of Piglet.
Hey, that's Piglet.
Yeah. So there you go.
Nice.
Another guy that is in other stuff you recognize.
1 to 10, how sweaty is this movie?
It gets real sweaty towards the end. I would say this is a solid 8.
Mm-hmm.
It's not.
Dude, they all wore suits back then, and every day, like
nobody was rolling up their sleeves. Hardly
not
anybody.
A single person rolled up their sleeves. Guy in a polo.
I mean,
he was smart.
Nobody dropped. I didn't see one wife beater.
I didn't see a button drop.
Yeah,
but I would say, like, in terms, if you're ranking it for pit stains, this is a 10.
Oh, this is a 10 on pit stains.
Yeah. But for sheer sweatiness, it's a good solid 8, especially when it starts raining. It's humid. All those guys just start dripping.
You know those gooches were damp.
You know, we didn't choose this as one of our sweaty movies, but Fury, where all the guys are stuck in the tank.
Oh, yeah.
He's beating down on him. Yeah, that was, ooh.
Yeah.
Goocherific.
But the next movie we're going to watch, Dog Day Afternoon.
Anything belonging to guys called tank linked to your iCloud.
Shit.
See what you did?
Yeah.
Do you see that?
I'm sorry.
You got Siri looking for Tate.
You engaged the man.
Yeah. So the next movie we're going to do Dog Day Afternoon, which is based on a true story about a bank robbery. It doesn't start off sweaty, but it ends humid. So,
Damn. Is this Al Pacino or is this
Al Pacino.
what's the one with Kurt Russell? Where he's got the horn rimmed glasses and that's Falling Down.
Yeah, no, that's Michael Douglas.
Or Michael Douglas.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
Because Kurt Russell's in the Breakdown.
No, it was Falling Down is what I'm thinking of.
With the buzz cut?
Yeah.
Yeah, with Robert Duvall. Is that right?
I think so. I've also never seen that, but I get that and this Al Pacino movie mixed up for some reason.
Other great sweaty movies that we've done before that we can't include in this series. JFK, obviously.
Rambo 3.
The Rock.
Rambo 3, for sure, is sweaty.
I mean, we got tons of Terminator movies. I mean, Terminator 2.
Have we done The Rock?
We did do The Rock. Yeah, you did.
Really?
Yeah. I feel like 13 Warrior is pretty sweaty.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think there are parts of Total Recall. We've done tons of action movies.
Predator?
Yeah. We've never done Predator.
movie.
We've never done the first Predator?
This
This is son of a fun.
Oh, goddamn.
we broke Travis.
And this year, the girl's hot.
Oh, and the 80s, the ultimate sweaty movie was Aliens.
Aliens is a good sweaty movie.
Alien and Aliens.
Also,
drenched in sweat.
Any Jean-Claude Van Damme movies that
Bloodsport. We've done Bloodsport.
Lionheart.
Yeah. Have we done Time Cop? We haven't done Time Cop.
Haven't done Time Cop. Yeah. So we got lots of options.
But this one, probably a solid 8 out of 10 on sweat.
Yeah.
Iconic sweaty movie.
Yeah.
Mhm.
As is the next one. So
yeah, we should have if we were to take all the clothes in the room and then drip them out, how many liters?
yeah.
Oh, this one's a solid leader.
Yeah. The next one is
solid
also
sweat.
very sweaty. Same director, Sidney Lumet. So
Loves his sweat.
Man loves a sweaty movie.
Sweat trilogy.
he does. But this has been another episode of Cinemavino. We thank you guys so much.
Stay cool out there.
We got T-Bud. We got Shoujo.
Hey.
T-Waff. Great movie, Only Drucker. We'll see you guys next time for Dog Day Afternoon.